Hey you guys, it's your girl Jade and welcome to another episode of Cranium Juice here on the Juice Box. So today's topic will be Mama, we made it! Okay. And by this, I want to say specifically that life is not a destination. It's a journey. So when we are on our paths, okay, that when the people say things like, Mama, we made it, I want to know exactly what that means. Because you made it where? You made it past your older struggles and you're ready to face your newer struggles? Or are you saying that you've reached a point where you will never have to struggle again? Because we need to make this clear that life is a journey and not a destination. So if you've made it to somewhere, that must mean that you're done. You're complete. Your life is finished. You've completed whatever task that the Most High has put you here for. Okay? And it's just that phrase, Mama, we made it. It's not a phrase that will help you grow or develop in any type of way. Because you have to understand that you are never done your job, okay? We all have work to do. As long as we're alive and we have air pumping through our lungs and we have blood pumping through our veins, that means that we never make it. Okay? And if you think that you made it just because you have a lot of money or just because you look a certain type of way in other people's eyes, it doesn't mean that you actually are more successful than anyone else. It doesn't mean that you're better than anyone else. You have probably reached the goal that you had in your mind for the moment. But what about the overall bigger picture? That's like if I wake up in the morning and my goal for the day is to go and get a piece of delectable chocolate cake. Once I get to the store and I eat my chocolate cake, now what? What's the next step in the process? My life isn't over, okay? But my goal for that day is done. So what's the next goal? We always have something else on our agenda that must be completed. So keep this in mind when you're looking up to someone else. Just because they're in a different position than you are, that doesn't mean that they're more successful than you. That doesn't mean that they know more than you. That just means that in the stage of their life, they have reached that level based on the amount of work that they put in, based on the lessons that they have already learned, based on the struggles that they have overcome, the obstacles that they have overcome. They've reached that specific position. But it doesn't mean that their life is any better than your life. So this is one thing that we really have to keep in mind. Because in today's world, we have a lot of people being flashy, showing off their material items, or just, even if it isn't material items, they could have a significant other and someone else doesn't have a significant other, and someone else is like, dang, I wish I could be like them. I wish I had that relationship. I wish I had that car or that house or that job. But in reality, you shouldn't wish to be anyone but yourself. Okay? The only difference between you and another person is their whole personality and the spirit that God put inside of them. That's what makes every single person different. Their looks are going to be different, okay? But at the end of the day, the lessons that we have to learn, what we have to go through for our spiritual and mental development, just because they went through something before you does not mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because everyone is completely different. Okay? Someone else's goal could be to get a car, right? And your goal could be to get a bike. You both are getting from point A to point B. You both have a source of transportation, but you want a bike and they want a car. It doesn't mean that their life is any better just because they have a car or they have a motorized vehicle. It doesn't mean your life is any worse because your vehicle doesn't have a motor in it. You still can get to where you're going in a bike. Also, think about this. You have a bike, they have a car. Just because you have a bike does not mean you're healthier than the person in the car. And just because they're driving a car does not mean that they are less healthier than the person that's riding the bike. It's all about perception and how you view things. So, this episode of Cranium Juice has been about Mama, we made it. Okay? And this is a very common phrase that is used in today's society in order to make some people feel lesser than about themselves. Because just because I reach my vision of success does not mean I have to rub it in your face or make you feel any lesser than just because you haven't reached your vision of success. We all are on a ladder and we're working our way up to something great. And as for the people who aren't on the ladder, I don't want anything to do with them. Because if you're working down, then you're dragging yourself. You are just dragging yourself. You're working backwards. That means you're not developing. You're not growing. And you probably don't even care to do that. And in reality, if you're working down, that means you're dragging other people down with you. And that's something that I do not want to be a part of. So let's not even think about those people. But bottom line, this cranium juice is all about focusing on you and on your life and your goals and your God, your beliefs. Because once you start going outside of your vision, then you may be tempted to be jealous of another individual or be envious of another individual. And that's not necessary because we all are different. And your goals will not be the same as my goals. What makes you happy is not what makes me happy. So just live your best life to your standards. And don't watch other people because they don't have nothing to do with you. Focus on you. And just because the grass may look greener on the other side does not mean that is even real grass. It could be fake grass. Think about that. Water your own lawn. Take care of your own lawn. And watch how amazing your life will be. And just for the record, Mama, I never made it. Okay, and I don't want to make it because every single day in my life, I'm growing. I'm becoming a better person. And I might reach this goal, but guess what? Right after I reach that one, I'm striving for another one. Or I'm striving to help someone else achieve their goals. This has been another episode of Cranium Juice. Have a great day, you guys. Stay juicy.